Wait, Jeff, is this a pickle, dude? You got a pickle in it?
Yeah. I'm not sure what that's about.
Oh. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Destin Thibodeau with Court to Table, and I got a good friend of mine today, special guest, Jeff Fuscia, the man, the myth, the legend. Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself.
A legend in my own mind.
All right.
What do you want to know?
I mean, look, man, just, what do you do?
Okay. So I'm a fishing guide
Okay.
by trade. Been doing that about 25 years.
Wow.
Before that, in the 90s, I was a teacher and a coach. So coaching pickleball has kind of come second nature to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a second, I guess, a second chance at it when I discovered the sport about 6 years ago. Started meeting some incredible people. We didn't have any coaches when we first started, so I just started looking on YouTube, just immersing myself in that, and started figuring a few things out, and then started slowly helping some people, and it's turned into, I mean, the sport is just growing leaps and bounds. Got a lot of talented youngins coming in that can hit the ball really hard, but when you teach them all the aspects of the game, it's a beautiful thing.
Right. So, Jeff, you're basically the matriarch of Baton Rouge Pickleball. And I mean, look, not just Baton Rouge, but I mean, everywhere around here, from Lafayette to New Orleans to Mandeville. When I talk to anybody, you've come across their path. So, how'd you get to be like that? How'd you get to be what I call you the matriarch of pickleball? And what made you decide to start playing pickleball in the first place?
So I came home from Venice one day, and my wife said, "Hey, they're playing this new sport up at the church." I live in Livingston, up at not at the church, but at the school there at Doyle High. I said, "Well, what is it?" She said, "It's pickleball." I'm like, thinking to myself, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So I made sure I had something to do that day. Well, she kept on, and about the third time, I finally said, "Hey, let's go check it out." So we walked in the gym that day, and I played my first game. They started explaining the rules to me, and I just went nuts from that point on. And that story is not uncommon. It takes hold of people. And a lot of it's fun, but it's also, I've met some of the most incredible people playing pickleball. I could take my phone right now. Everybody knew that I'm eating pickleball. I put pickleball behind their name, and literally we could scroll through there for 10 minutes.
Right.
And then I just started playing more and more, and wanting to get better at it, going to different places. We didn't have many places in the beginning.
Right. So tell me about that. I mean, you've been playing pickleball for how long now?
6 years.
So you've been playing pickleball for 6 years. So what I'm really interested in, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners are, is tell me about, back in the days, right, when you guys were just crashing tennis courts, popping up nets, taping out lines, to where we are today. How has pickleball changed in the past 5-6 years since you started?
Very, very different. There was not many places or times that you could go play. There was a group of about 10 of us, myself and Howard Ward and several others. We would keep nets they'd keep them in the trunks of their car. I'd have it in the back of my truck, back of my Jeep. And we would go out to some of the rec places around when we couldn't play somewhere at night, and we'd just go there. We'd tape a cord up and set a net up. Wow. And start playing. We did that during COVID. We even brought a little like jug of bleach, because some of the players we were playing with were worried about the ball changing hands, so we would put a ball in there.
Wow.
And take it. We didn't let COVID stop us.
No.
We were like the pickleball underground.
Wow.
running around Baton Rouge hunting for places to play. And then, like now, and back then, if you heard of a tournament, man, you were signing up for that tournament, because there was only like a few here and there.
Really?
Now, as you know, me and you played in a couple tournaments. They're a dime a dozen
all the time, every weekend.
So it's just exploded. And we said back then, 2 years in, me and Howard used to always talk. I told him, I just saw the allure of the sport and how it grabbed hold of people. I said, Howard, this thing's gonna go big.
Right.
And slowly over time, as back then, if I talked to 20 people, 15 of them didn't know what I was talking about. And now you talk to 20 people, 20 of them know they've heard of pickleball.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
they
it's
know what's
becoming a
going on with
household
it.
name
No
now.
doubt. No
So
doubt.
you've been a huge part in helping pickleball grow in the city of Baton Rouge. What's been the most rewarding part of watching it grow?
The most fun for me is helping people with their games.
Okay.
And I mean from like I say, some of the younger players that are very athletic and come into the sport with just a ton of raw talent, all the way to little old ladies and older guys that are playing, that you can show them some basic things and just watch them get better at the game.
Absolutely.
There's not another sport. How old are you?
So I'm 44.
You're 44, so you're getting on up there. But like people my age, I'm 57. We're not going to play basketball anymore.
Right.
Softball. We're going. We'll a leg will come off or something.
Yeah.
But this sport is so compact on the court that people of all ages can play, and it crosses those boundaries. A grandmother can play with a grandson. So just sharing that with people and getting them hooked on it, and seeing how much fun they have with it, families coming in, that's probably the most rewarding thing for me, is just seeing how that sport crosses those lines.
Right. And then also, I mean, I got to think you got to be pretty excited, seeing a facility like Court to Table opening up, coming from the days of popping stuff up out of your trunk, or however you and your buddies were doing the COVID underground pickleballers, to now having this, really, really nice facility being built in Baton Rouge. That's got to be pretty exciting for you to see something like that happen, huh?
No doubt. And this place is they're going to have like a restaurant in there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's going to be all inclusive. It's going to be a gathering spot for people. There'll probably be corporate things take place there. Friends will go there and meet for a drink and play some pickleball. You can sit there and watch it while you're enjoying a hamburger or something to drink. I think it's going to be incredible. And I'm glad you brought that up, because there's some other facilities around, and I've heard people out there saying, well, man, I don't know how that's going to get divided up. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I'm watching new people daily. For the longest time, you just saw the same faces. Now, every week, there are new people coming in. So I think it's just another great avenue, another facility that we'll have here. And who knows, maybe they can have some big events there as far as major pickleball stuff. I don't know if there's plans of that.
Possibly. Anything's possible, right? So, but yeah, I like where your head's at with a lot of that stuff. Now, look, I want to talk about something. This is a shameless plug here, because we are known for doing some shameless plugs on the In a Pickle podcast.
Okay.
So you are actually a podcaster yourself, right? A veteran of podcasts. You got your own podcast, right? Go Pickleball, is that correct?
Yeah, well, it's not mine. It's mine, Vicky and Ken Wynn, and Bud Klein. It's the four of us.
Okay. And what encouraged you guys to start this podcast?
I originally went to Bud and just said, hey, Bud, what do you think about a podcast where we talk about pickleball, all things pickleball? And he was like, yeah, man, let's do it. Well, I know nothing about editing. I mean, I can barely get a computer turned on. But Bud can do all of that. Ken Wynn's pretty good at it. Vicky's good at interviewing people and coming up with different things that we talk about. And we just said, hey, let's do it. And I think we're 76 episodes in.
Wow. Along
with a bunch of shorts and coaches minutes and some breaking down some gameplay and stuff like that. And it's kind of all things pickleball, not just stuff on the court, but we do tournament reviews just to get the word out to people about tournaments in a centralized location. Now, being on this set here is this is like the city set here. Our set's more like what you do out in the country. We're doing it on Riverside, because it's hard for us to get together.
Gotcha.
But I mean, this right here is incredible.
And for the folks that aren't from this area, right? That's GEAUX Pickleball, correct?
Yep, Go Pickleball.
Okay, and they can find that on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Sometimes after an episode, Bud and them will post it on Facebook on various pickleball groups, like
Okay.
on Facebook, different places.
All
But
right.
yeah, Go Pickleball, Geaux.
Go Pickleball.
Yep.
Okay. So, Jeff, let me ask you this, man. Why do you think pickleball has become so popular in the last couple years? I mean, look, I know me and you, we go out there, we might play for 4 or 5 hours straight. I mean, we got problems. What do you like to say is
Yeah.
you like to say we're pretty
Yeah.
addicted, right? What is it about pickleball that's so addicting that just gets us playing so much?
Well, it means a lot of things to a lot of people. I'm gonna kind of speak for you a little bit. This may be true, may not, but I think it is. I thought competition for me on sporting in the sporting world was over.
Mm-hmm.
I played football, basketball, softball. I played a couple of those sports into my 40s, and I thought that competition, that part of my life, hey, go hunt or something like that, do your fishing, but sports are over. Then here comes this sport that's played on a compact court. It's relatively easy on the body. Can you get hurt? Yes, you can, but we can get hurt walking out of the studio. But it's really easy on the body. And then the explosion of it that you're talking about, I think that it was an older person's sport and got a lot of older people out there doing some exercise, feeling good about themselves. I know people that's lost 30, 40, 50, 60
Wow.
pounds just by playing. I personally was just shy of 200 pounds. I'm about 180 now. I've been at 180 for literally 5 years
That's awesome.
since I started playing. And I'm not going to try to tell you I'm solid as a rock, but I feel good. I feel good at
Okay.
57. So
Awesome, man. So, look, let me ask you this. You're a coach, big pickleballer, been doing this for a long time. You've been a big mentor to me. I learned a lot from you, Jeff. If you could give one piece of advice to someone just picking up a paddle for the first time, what would it be?
that's a good one.
Learn that third shot drop?
Well, to not get too technical, just go out there, try to meet with some friends, get with some people that's about your skill level that are just starting off, and just get out there and kind of learn how to keep score and stuff and start learning the game and just have fun with it.
Okay.
Big key is finding people of your own skill level, as we know, and just have some fun with it. And then from there, it might be you're playing for health reasons. It might be you're playing for to meet friends, or it might be like me and you. We're playing for all those reasons, but we're also playing to play tournament pickleball and
Yeah.
have some competition. See
Yeah.
where we're at.
I think you're right about, you really hit that on the head when you talked about, people that used to compete and lost that part of their life, and pickleball's been able to bring that back, right? Now there's so many opportunities to compete at different levels, different age groups,
Right.
even if you just want, friendly competition.
Yes, for sure.
So it's
For sure.
awesome. So 20 years from now, Jeff, when people are still playing in Baton Rouge, what do you hope they say about you and this community that you helped build?
I hope they'll remember me, first of all.
Okay.
They probably won't, but if they do, I want them to remember me as somebody that loved the sport, loved sharing it, and when he went out and played, he got after it.
Gotcha. Well, that's the truth. Anybody who's played with Jeff knows he's definitely really good out there on the pickleball court, man. I enjoy playing with you. We've had a lot of battles.
We have.
So
We've done well.
we've had some
Hopefully
fun.
there's some more in our future.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. We got to talk about this wagon right here, Jeff. I mean, everybody who knows Jeff knows his famous wagon. I've seen Jeff pull this thing indoors, outdoors. I think I seen you in Walmart shopping with this thing. So tell me about this wagon, Jeff. And in a second, I want to go through this thing a little bit.
right.
I'm curious about this thing, but tell
All
me
right.
about this wagon.
So the wagon started back in the day, of course. We had to haul a bunch of stuff out there. So that's originally why I bought it. But Another reason is when I wouldn't bring my wagon, I would end up leaving a shirt, leaving my glasses hanging on a fence or something like that. So it was kind of like a gathering place for everything. And then that fell into tournaments. When I go to a tournament, for some reason, I think I need everything in the kitchen sink, and I could just throw it in there, everything. You can only fit so much in your bag. But yeah, it's kind of, the red wagon has become a, it's something that people kind of, it's really embarrassing.
There's Jeff
really.
in his wagon.
There's Jeff in his wagon. There's Jeff in his wagon.
Well, I know. I think in the middle of a tournament at some point in time, I found a couple things in there that came handy.
Hey,
I was like, Jeff, you got an extra towel? You know, Jeff, you got a protein bar? I mean,
it's in it. Probably if we go to digging around in there,
let's do it, man. I'm curious to see what we can find in this thing.
Right.
Let's go ahead and dig around in this thing, Jeff. Let's see what we can find.
Okay, let's see here. So here's kind of an odd thing. This is a fire blanket. I have no idea, but look, you never know when a fire might break out.
You never know.
Here's a fire blanket.
Right.
Get this out, save somebody's life.
Well, that's underground pickleball right there, right? Y'all were playing. Y'all didn't have fire extinguishers readily available. So that's probably from the good old days, huh?
That's pretty ridiculous, but there's that.
We got some.
Oh, you got a few pickles.
We got
in
some
there.
baby pickles in here.
Okay.
I mean, Jeff, what's really going on in here, man? I mean,
I don't know about that. How'd that end up in there?
What else you got in here, man?
All right, here's so I got a couple paddles in my bag, and then I got a couple of extra paddles. The funny thing about these paddles, people, and I guess I've been guilty of it myself too. You're playing bad, you're playing bad. So you go, you're like, I'm getting rid of this paddle, I'm sticking it in here, and I'm grabbing another one. You know what the problem is with that?
What's that?
The problem is you're still wrapping the old same sorry hand just around a different paddle.
Wow. Okay.
So quit blaming your game on the paddles. It's not the paddles' fault.
I hear that.
So there's some paddles in there.
What's going on here, man?
Hey, wait a minute. What's happening?
Is that a college kid in a pickle suit? Did he just take your paddles?
Is he gonna sell those for money?
I don't know, man. I've heard about some guy running around and court the table in a pickle suit. I think his name's Will or something like that. That's the first time I've seen him, though. But
is that gonna be like the mascot over there?
I don't know.
Was that his first sighting?
I'm not sure. I guess it depends on whether or not people like him. But
look, I'm at an attorney's office and I'm calling the police. And I'm
gonna get your pickles back. I'm gonna get your paddles back, Jeff. Let's look at a couple more items here. As a matter of fact, hey, look, I got a game I want to play. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm gonna pick one item from this wagon right here. I want you to tell me a story. Now you can either make up this story or it could be a true story.
Okay.
All right, and at the end, I gotta tell you if you were lying or if it was true.
Okay.
Does that sound like?
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's try it.
All right, let me look
dig down in there deep. There's some pretty
all right,
neat
look,
stuff.
that's my protein bars. Those come in handy. Keep those in there. Got a little black book. All right. Let's see. This thing's got some weight to it. I don't even know what this is, Jeff. You know what this is? It's like a battery or something. All right, here we go. What is it? Is this a jigsaw puzzle or something, Jeff? Some kind of game? Go Pickleball podcast? All right, I'll tell you what. I want you to tell me a story about these socks, Jeff. Tell me a story about those socks.
First of all right, they're clean.
Yeah, all right, the smell test, okay.
Which is good. The story of these socks is sometimes I need a different pair of socks to keep from getting blisters on my feet. That could be true or that could be false. Sometimes I need a thicker pair of socks.
That's an easy one, Jeff, because I got the same problem. So I'm steadily experimenting with socks. So I got to say that's a true story right there.
It's kind of true. It's kind of true. Back when we used to play outdoors a lot,
okay,
we would, just be wringing with sweat. And next thing you know, your socks are just soaked. So that's why I keep extra pair of socks in there.
Well, there it is.
You never know.
Never know. Well, anyways, So here you go, guys. This is Jeff Fuscia, like I said, the man, the myth, the legend, the matriarch of Baton Rouge Pickleball. You guys see Jeff in his red wagon, make sure you stop him and say hi and check out his pickleball podcast. Go Pickleball, Geaux Pickleball. Y'all have a good
on
one.
YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks for having me.